Okay, we are continuing our quest for the purple matrix. I think we are within spitting distance at this point. Not a pleasant analogy or metaphor, rather. Aphorism, statement, I don't know. Point being is we are in the home stretch here. We are actively collecting our particle broadband. We have the processors that we need to create this purple. So at this point, this purple matrix. So at this point, I think that we are just about there. My only concern is having enough particle broadband. I think we're going to build up potentially a science facility just kind of in this area to know where we're aiming for at the end, and then we'll be able to kind of better ascertain where we want to be coming in at the beginning of it. So we're going to route that around. There we go. And then let's pull processors out of this. And we'll go around here, and then we will know that they'll be kind of on the far side of these science setups here, because that way we won't interfere with that at all, and it'll be easy for us to regroup if we need to. So I'm just gonna do 5 along here, and then we're gonna stack a lot of them. Let's maybe stack up to 4 initially. And I know that we'll be stacking more. This is more so just to get started here. We'll come in just right along here. Okay. And yep, we know none of that has power. Let's fix that. Throw in power along there. Boom. Okay. So we're connected back up. This is all going to be purple. All right. And we're going to have our microchip feed out. There we go. Okay. Let's get our little sorter grabbies here. Getting all ready to go. Ugh, really? Are you kidding me? This is so aggravating when you have that one. There we go. Okay. So then we can run our second line just around the back here, and we'll directly pull out of the particle broadband that's right there. And then we'll pop down so that we're on the right level here to deliver this directly to them. And we're going to officially have our purple science running. So the real question is then going to be, how are we actually able to use it? And that is something we're going to have to go visit our kind of general research facility to figure out. So those of you who are catching up on an earlier stream might know that we have kind of a general all-purposes research matrix lab location at one of the poles. So we're going to need to go hop down there and see what's going on. All right, get all those built up. And then we just need to spit these out. And we are good to go. Okay. We don't have a ton yet, so, you know, it's going to take a while. But we're getting there. And this has to be, boom. Okay. We should start to see our first purple matrix come down the line. Oh, beautiful. Love it. That's what you love to see. Okay. So, again, we know that we're going to need to make more of these. Honestly, I mean, let's just do it right now. This is... We might as well, right? There we go. I feel like this is a solid setup here. Oh, this is nice. I think I knew that I could sneak these in between, but it is convenient. All right, we'll extend these out. This tree is like right in my freaking way. Come on, tree. What are you playing at? We're going to copy this recipe over to everything else here. There we go. Rip tree, sorry. All right, how do we set those up? We had the longest one first, so we can do that. There we go. Oh, we are running out of our... There we go. Get a few more going here. Because we are definitely going to need them. Oh, man. The angle gave me a hard time. So you got to be careful about actually deleting that. I don't see now it's going to lay out just fine, and you can actually remove that. But it's just something about when you originally set it up, it has to have the angle in a certain place, or have the belt in a certain location. I think we ran into that earlier today too. Let's see if we can get this all set up. Okay. Now we're just going to have to figure out if we run a line directly down or if we're also trying to run in here. I think, honestly, first of all, get this freaking tree out of my way. That's what I think, firstly. Okay, now that we can actually, like, see what's going on, let's get these out of the way, too. Okay, so we're going to cheat a little bit, I think, and let's just run this down here. There we go. We'll pop these on here. And we'll put a, there we go. So these will be collecting in here. Perfect. I don't think we're going to need the double set on here. But we may want to put a double set out here just in case. We'll see if we get to the point where we're totally filled up. It's clearly going to take a bit of time, so I'm not super concerned about it quite yet. But all right, and our science is up to the left. I don't know if that's the North Pole or the South Pole. I still really don't know. It's got to be one of the two, as we know. But not sure if blue or red is north or south in this setup. I'm sure they tell you at the beginning of the game, and I just wasn't paying attention. But now we know. Okay, so the other thing we're going to want to do here, yeah, we got to set up our second logistics station. So I'm thinking, let's look at how we want to do this. We're going to need something that goes around all of these, at least. It's going to go around like that, that, and that. They'll be able to grab them. All right, so, oops. Okay. All right, so this is the first ring here. Let's get our second ring set up. And we can get our third ring set up. We have to go around one more time just to make sure that all of our little bots have every section put in place, but I think they're doing a pretty good job following my lead here. Okay. So now we can go through and add in our grabbers here. Awesome. It's always the fun setup part. And I don't even know, to be honest with you, I know there's purple, then there's green, and I don't know if we go directly to white. Maybe there's a color I'm missing, so maybe this third track is a little reductive or unnecessary. I'm not sure. But, you know, worst case scenario, we could pull out this third track. We'll use the two inner tracks first, so we'll at least acknowledge that we want to use the outer track last here. There we go. And now, get rid of all this. Wow, that's nice. Is that gonna, yep, of course it's gonna break it. Figure. Flew too close to the sun there. Okay, so now we just have to figure out where we put our second planetary station here. I mean, this wouldn't be awful. Just run them up the side, or is it better to have them just like right here, you know? I feel like that might be a little crowded. Maybe we put it over here and we just run the line. I think that's easier, honestly. Okay, really? It's not gonna... I see how it is. Okay. We want purple. Local demand. And we will seed it ourselves. There we go. Okay. So the way this is going to work is we have to have the outer ring go around, I think, if I'm understanding correctly. So we want to go. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this is where it's getting real weird because we're so close to the pole here. I don't know why on earth we have purple coming out that side. That's not what we want at all, but you know, we got time. That looks like just straight garbage, doesn't it? All right, let's turn that off. Actually, here, we want none specifically. That one, we want purple. Okay. So now, I think we can actually start running something with purple in it. 1,000 versus 500. Let's go for 500. All right. Well, we're gonna see at least little glimpses of purple here as we start to get purple going. Oh, there's a lone single purple back here. There we go. So we didn't have to have that after all. Jeez Louise. Okay. This is just catastrophically wonky, but you know, if we ignore that, then I'd say everything's looking pretty sharp. Maybe we'll have to see if we can trim this a little bit, make this look a little bit better. What would be... There we go. It's a little bit of a longer trip, but it'll look a little bit nicer. And this one too can actually fix up a little bit, so it doesn't look quite so crazy. Again, we're not running anything through there quite yet. We'll see if we actually get to the point where we need to. There we go. But we're hoping that when we do, it'll look a little bit nicer than it was. There we go. And marginally better. Let's say marginally better. But we're getting the purple flowing. It's happening. Let's go over here and double check what's going on with our purple production over here. It's nice we can just kind of follow the drones. Pretty much know where they're going. So we'll just follow them right over there. Okay. Solid purple production right here. Yeah, I'm thinking the thing that we're going to have to increase, obviously the backup here is these guys. So what we could potentially do is add another line on this side and run some over here. You just have to make sure you're spaced out so you're not going to hit the far-reaching sorters. When you're working with a full 3 lanes of anything, you want to make sure that you're not going to hit the sorters working the opposite lane there. Maybe right there too. We'll just throw one in every other or something like that. There we go. And we'll throw in our belt right away, just in case. All right, we're gonna go along the back. I think this is a case too where we can just go up and over. And down, and then we'll attach right there. So if we need to run these through additionally, it's not going to be a problem at all to do that. We can just do it right now, just so we have that kind of little threads there if we need them. Okay. Just throw in a little bit more of the sorting, and the nice thing about this is that you can kind of already tell where all of these need to go based off of where their counterparts on the other side are. So we're deliberately meshing with the other side. That makes this all a little bit easier to place. All right, Mecha Core 4, boom. Already these purples are coming in handy here. It seems like a pretty big energy leap. I mean, I look like I'm only half charged right now. I don't think that's the case, although actually. Okay, we are running low on fuel in just a little bit, so probably have to go pick up a few more of those charged accumulators. But hopefully we are really getting cracking on our production here of this broadband. I'll queue up a bunch of stuff for the purples very shortly, because I think we have a ton of stuff that was caught up by those. Actually, you know what we should do? Yes, that's what we want first. It's this research speed one. That's definitely what we want to do first. I think you can actually go straight to the second one too. It's going to increase research speed. Vein utilization, also really good. Increases mining speed and decreases consumption. Even though I'm playing on infinite resources, I like the speed increase. That's pretty huge. That can be super helpful. What are we doing right now? Cargo stacking? Are you kidding me? Oh, I see. No, we kind of paused on that one. Vertical construction could be helpful, but I think right now, I love more construction drones. I love a faster move speed. I think universe exploration, honestly, after that, because we want to know where we're headed off to. And I'm going to queue up both of the drone ones, because those are just really helpful, honestly. Mecha Warp. You know what? Let's do Mecha Warp after the space exploration one, or what is this? The universe exploration one, because this doesn't need purple. So we'll be able to stockpile a few of the purple matrices while we run that one. And then I'll add in these guys. Let's add in the mechanical frame here. Being able to walk faster, always a plus. It goes all the way out to 8. Wow, interesting. Oh, I can go right to this one afterward. That's nice. Okay. All right, so we got quite a few things stacked up there. Clearly, it's going to take us a while to get through here, but we're getting there. One step at a time. Okay, we're starting to stack up here at all. Doesn't look like it. Get all these freaking trees out of the way. It's a beautiful forest, but it's right all up in my business here. Looks like we have the right amount of science here so far, or matrices. So we don't have to worry about that too much. We got a lot of stuff going on here. Let's get rid of that. The organic crystals that you get from breaking the stuff down, the trees and whatnot, it's really impressive, to be honest with you. I'm always surprised at how much I actually get there. All right. I mean, do we just keep... I think we honestly just keep pushing our broadband production. See how high we can get it. Let's just keep going. I think we wait until we start piling up, and then we just make some more. So it's going to be, unfortunately, maybe an uninteresting adventure here, but we know exactly what we're trying to get done. It's just putting in the time and effort to get all this broadband created. I mean, we're going to hit a pretty significant roadblock once we get to greens, and I know we've talked about this a little bit. I think that what we want to do is actually potentially focus on deuterium production before we get too far into green. We might make a few green just to get off planet or out of the solar system, because my suspicion is that we have some stuff that's very close to us that might have some very valuable resources for any of these secondary recipes. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can find here. Potentially these unipolar magnets, I know, would be helpful to find. Although, to be honest with you, looking at the regular recipe, we have all those things in spades. It's kind of the same thing with the Casimir crystals. Like, they're a pain to make here, but if you look at what changes with the recipe, with the advanced recipe, you still have to spend the hydrogen, which is frankly what takes the most amount of time. Like, we have a solid production of these titanium crystals up. I know these are a little bit trickier because they have organic crystals in them, but frankly, now once you have the production lineup, I don't necessarily know if getting these 6 crystals here would necessarily be easier. So something to keep in mind. Diamonds, again, same deal with the crystal silicon. So this is the one thing. I mean, the carbon nanotubes, it might be nice, but even so, we've had to make all this stuff already. So that's kind of the real question, is what can we find as far as these resources that would be the most valuable for us? And I don't think there's an obvious answer yet. So we're going to throw these on here. And we just have to be mindful when we go and do the other side of the pattern that we're creating right now. There we go. Let's make sure that we get our output. The nice thing about doing it this way is that now that we have a line in place there, we can just kind of hook up to this larger output line. And we've already run the lines actually on both sides. So this will be really easy to wrap up either way. On this side, we're just going to run them right into this line probably. And they'll get to the right place. We don't have to worry about it. Let's see. Just test it out here. I don't think... Yeah, so we're going to have to go here. Actually, let's see. Is this going to work? This might not work. It might be too close. No? That'll work okay. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it'll work. Alright. So, that's fine. We just put, like, power there or something, you know? It's not the end of the world. If we're not 100% maxing and minning, I suppose, right? There we go. Pick this on the back there. We may have to grab more of our belts pretty soon. There we go. Boom. And we'll extend everything just a little bit out if we need to. Nope. Every time, ladies and gentlemen. Every time. We'll get there. I think we have to extend these out. Let's see what this looks like here. Boom, boom, and we'll extend actually our graphene out there. Pop that in a little bit. There we go. Okay. Got the end of the line working okay. Now we just got to get the middle. And these are just kind of a slightly different setup. It actually doesn't look at all like the last set because we got pretty close. For some reason, it seems to be okay with that. It, honestly, to my visual, it looks like they're misaligned here, but if the game's cool with it, I'm cool with it. Again, being really careful not to be pushing any resources. All right. I want to make sure that we're not moving any resources over to this row instead of moving them directly into the machines. Super, super important to make sure that we're avoiding that. All right, we already have that one down there. And then, okay, cool. Looks like we did that one, so we are good to go. Just toss these on the back. All right, this one seems upset, so we might have hit exactly that situation there. Yep, there we go. So that's kind of how you can tell. You notice that the machine clearly isn't getting all the resources it needs. So now we're good to go. It's pulling in the right stuff. And we are getting particle broadband out the wazoo. Nice. We're starting to stack up. It's exactly what we want to see. So we're just going to add another layer here and give it a second and see what happens. Hopefully we're going to start running out of broadband. That's what it looks like. Okay, so that's good. This is probably a few too many, but we want to be pretty close to the edge as far as how many we can reasonably support. I also think we want to upgrade all these, to be honest with you. I don't know why I actually use those in the first place. I think, honestly, moving forward, knowing how high these stacks can get, we want the biggest, baddest sorters available for these stacks. So, okay, we're just going to let this go work. And we're doing just fine on our increased research speed, so I'm not worried about that at all. Storage seems to be looking fine. Everything's good over here. Oh, man, we're just melting through this graphene, or the carbon nanotubes, rather. That may end up being a new blocker here. Oh, we have a ton of them over in storage here, but we are decreasing. So let's look over here. Do we want to put a few more of these in here? Wouldn't be that hard just to do another row. We have 27 labs. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. Let's do another set. Okay. One thing to keep in mind, if we stagger this a little bit, we stagger it up here, then what we can do is actually run our output line along here and then right in there. I think that would make life a little bit easier. Okay. First thing we want to do though is we need to grab a few more belts. Do we have anywhere with a spare? Perfect. All right, so let's come over here. I'm just going to ask for some of these. Set it down to 1,000. That's exactly how many we want. Remote demand. Boom. Really, really helpful at this point. Honestly, let's grab a few of these as well. Set that down to maybe 700. We'll grab those too. All right, what can we chuck in our inventory? I don't generally keep those. It's only one. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. Anything else that we can kind of just put into storage? Yeah, let's put these guys back. We don't need them right now. I won't let us do that. Figures. Do we have anything over here we could ditch? Let us ditch that. There we go. Let's ditch those. Cool. About this guy over here. Ditch that plastic. Boom. Just our little kind of assorted components of things we don't really need. Ditch our little spare particle broadband over here. There we go. Okay. Getting a few of our inventory slots back here. What else do we have a lot of? Do we need... Where else would potentially need some logistics drones? They have the full 25. So there's a full 25. Let's grab 25 here. Boom. And I don't actually think this needs that many ships. I'm gonna give it 5 logistics vessels just in case, but I mean this is a full 10 too. Again, it's really just I think the processors. I have a tendency to overbuild these logistic vessels. You know, why not? What is the harm here? That's my real question. All right, so we are getting a little bit low on power. Let's go towards our abomination of a power site. Let's see what we can find. Where is that? I think it's up here, right? Yeah. All right. Let's head this way. See how this goes. Worst case scenario, we're at least going to be able to refill ourselves, which is nice. But this, yeah, I worked on this earlier. If you had the misfortune of watching this, I apologize. But the good news is that we can just pull. I mean, honestly, I don't know. Maybe like, there we go. Boom. Yeah, that's really helpful. Put them right back in. There we go. So they're drawing power into our system. Again, you know, I'm not 100% understanding how this works. It's discharging enough power. Does that mean it's discharging enough power to actually match all of our consumption and all of this generation capacity is extra? I don't know. I need to like pay a little more attention here. Do we have anything in power grid establishment? Okay. Well, it seems like very quickly skimming this is not going to give me an obvious answer. So we're just going to... Oh, what's going on here? Why is this totally disconnected? We must be making this somewhere else. Nope, we just don't have any more of those. Why is that? Why did we do that? We need diamonds for yellow cubes, right? Yeah, that doesn't seem good. Okay. These need graphene. So these should be connected right here. I don't know why this is just directly bypassing and going in there. Do we need to run a graphene route out of this over here? Because that's kind of what it looks like. Okay, let's do that. How do we want to, maybe over, under? Yeah, it's going to be a little sloppy, but I think that's the right way to do it. All right, let's come out of here. Maybe it just edge up there. Ah, lack of item, killing me. All right. Where was our, it's right over here. One of these, there we go, this guy. Must be this guy. Okay. We're going to take all these, and then we're going to clear that. Take all these, clear that. Okay. We're definitely not out anymore. Makes life a lot easier. This only has plastic in it. There's some reason that we had this out here. I really don't remember again for the life of me why we did it that way. But you know what? It's the thought that counts. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. All right. So we're going to back up 2. Go over. Cut those. And back down. Beautiful. And now we can run along here. We should be back in business in just a second. All right, let's go over here. Go over here and make sure that they finish the job. Awesome. Okay. So we should be good to go with diamond production again. Not really sure what was going on there. I'm actually also going to pull that out because frankly we just don't need it anymore. We can kind of use the systems themselves as our storage banks, so I'm not concerned about it. Okay, good. I don't know what was going on there, but that was not good. Okay, we're back in business here. Doing just fine over here. Cool. All right, so we're humming along on our purple upgrade here. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Universe exploration. Let's see what we got out here in the great unknown. Canine Majoris. Ooh, got all kinds of stuff here. Well, let's take a step back. What is it that we would actually be interested in getting right now? I think unipolar magnet. That one seems obvious to me. We don't have a production line set up for particle containers or COSMO crystals. So I'd say either of these two I'd definitely be interested in. Knowing that we already have production set up for carbon nanotubes, graphene, diamonds, and crystal silicon means that I'm less interested in those. This is the one other thing too. Oh, they also use the optical grading. So optical crystals will be useful for either of these things. But unipolar magnets, are they useful for anything else? Is it going to tell us? I guess not. Okay. All right, so unipolar magnets or these optical grading crystals. Those seem to be what we're interested in. So if we zoom back out again, we already looked at that one. What about our beautiful blue giant? Not seeing anything specific there. It says fractal silicon. I do wish there was an easier way of doing this. Okay, so we do have our unipolar magnet on this neutron star. Definitely have to go check that out. About our black hole. Also has unipolar magnets. So either of those I think would be a very good first candidate. We looked at that. We looked at that. Okay. What else is within 10 light years of us? Or 6, I think it has to be. Boring. Nothing on that. Sulfuric acid. An ocean of sulfuric acid. Oh, we definitely have to go check that out. Okay, a lot of stuff there, but not what we're looking for. We looked at this one, right? Nothing special there. This was the original one we looked at. Okay, what if we rotate a little bit? Looked at that one, big blue giant, out of the air. And it's just like so to tell what I've already looked at this point. Okay, here we go. That's what we want to see. Anything else? 7 light years? I don't think we read that. Yep, okay. This one. Ooh, 16 light years. That's 2. 6 light years here. Okay. Nice. Got our drive. Nice. Okay.
You have ready to warp. When you're out planet gravitational range, you caps lock key to turn on warp. Each time it on, it will consume a great amount and an additional space warper. If you want to travel freely between the stars, you need to prepare energy.
Okay, it's Gamma Orionis. That we would like to down. So what do Gamma Orionis. Okay, we got you, robot buddy. I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so there's this tricky thing where the only way I've found to actually do this this pinning of galaxies or other systems is, ooh, we got lucky. We found it right now. So you actually have to look at them like this and pin them. I haven't found a better way to do this. If anyone knows of one, please let me know because that is a real pain. But the other things we're looking for is DSR and NTR. So let's see if we can find those. DSR and NTR. DSR and NTR. We kind of know that they're purplish. All right, not seeing them anywhere, obviously.